Hello everyone, Art Burns here. Hope you're all having a great day today. So, in my last video, I talked about how the default mode network, this network of neuronal circuitry that lights up, that becomes active when we're in a non task oriented activity, how this default mode network, especially when it works in isolation and disintegration with the rest of your brain, promotes a profound sense of separate self. By the way, it's a false sense of separate self. And that's not even just a spiritual concept, right? That we're connected with the rest of the world. That's actually a very neuroscientific concept. And I could give you lots of references on that, but I don't want to take too much time on that right now. But what happens in this sense, this false sense of separate self, right? This is the root of much of the anxiety and the depression in human beings in modern times, and which is also, of course, the cause of a lot of stress in our bodies, right? But not only that, it also has a lot to do with the addictions that we deal with, okay? And I'm not just talking about addictions to substances, okay? I'm talking about addictive behaviors. When you're a workaholic, when you're, addicted to Facebook or Instagram, when you're addicted to, even foods, right? Like, doesn't have to be necessarily a drug or an alcohol, but addicted to sweets or addicted to overeating in general. Addictive behaviors are a way that we are trying to compensate for this sense of separate self. All right. Now, and believe me, there's lots and lots of studies that show this. Okay. In fact, in the addiction community, right, of which I am a part, there's a saying that says that the opposite of addiction is not sobriety. The opposite of addiction is connection. And there's a really amazing study that was done with a group of rats that shows this. Right. They took a rat and put him alone in a cage, right, and put a bowl of water and a bowl of water with cocaine in it, right? And after a little bit of time, the rat in his solitude wound up drinking the cocaine until he nearly killed himself, right? They took that rat and then they put him into a cage with a bunch of other rats, right, where he could be connected to a community. They put the same cocaine water and a regular water in the new cage, just like they did in the old one, and the rat didn't touch the cocaine water, and he drank himself, back to health with drinking good water. Now, that's no different from us, right? We are no different from the rest of the mammals on Earth that way. We need connection. So the way to help integrate your default mode network into the rest of your brain and alleviate any any sense of anxiety or depression, lower the stress, and also, eliminate any addictive behaviors that you might have in your life, addictive cravings that you might have in your life, is through practicing not only mindfulness, which helps, just general mindfulness, because as we're paying attention to what's happening, as it's happening, we're not so much in a non-task oriented activity. We're kind of tempering that, right? But another way to do it is to practice compassion, because when you practice compassion, you are practicing connection to those around you. And as you cultivate that, it becomes a skill. It becomes a thing that you're good at, right? And when you do that, the circuitry in your brain starts to, integrate with one another. And studies show that this will alleviate a lot of that addictive craving that you're going to feel, that you might be feeling as a result of this default mode network. So if you want any more information, please hit me up with a comment. It's a really complex subject. It's hard to cover in a 3.5 minute video. But if you want more information, comment below or send me a direct message. Let's get into a conversation. Let me tell you more about how this works and how these practices are really, really helpful in this area and many others. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for listening.